Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madden Imperialism Legends Edition. Now in this video, each one of these franchises is going to have their greatest players of all time. For example, you can see on your screen the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to have players the likes of Troy Polamalu and Mean Joe Green. Let's see which one of these teams has what it takes to win the entire thing. Imperialism will work the same way in which it always does. The wheel will determine which team will be attacking. The arrow wheel will determine which way they'll be attacking. And the last team standing will be the winner of Madden Imperialism. And we're just going to get going here. You have no idea how much I've been looking forward to making this video. It's been on my mind for so long, and I'm finally getting to do it as the Broncos get rolled first. Let's see which way they're going to be headed, northeast, and that'll give them Nebraska. Now, as opposed to our previous videos, they're not going to get any upgrades for that because everybody's already got their best players, so that's what we're going to roll with, and we're going to see who's going to win this as the Chargers get rolled next. And they're going to be headed northwest, which will take them into their counterpart LA Ram territory. And Kurt Warner and the LA Rams are just going to march into SoFi Stadium, which they share with the Chargers. And they're going to destroy them 49-3, as you see Dickerson there with the carry. And the Chargers are just going to get routed here. And the Rams are just going to own the rest of SoFi Stadium. No longer split. The Rams own it all. And our next spin, it looks like it's gonna go the way of the Buccaneers here. Now, the Buccaneers are interesting. They have a historically good defense, really good defensive players, and they're gonna go into Jacksonville and face off against the Jaguars. Up 35-34, you can see Mark Brunell led Jacksonville Jaguars. He's gonna get sacked by who else but Warren Sapp. 2nd and 21 now, just over a minute left. Mark Brunell finds Fred Taylor over the middle. Just barely a gain there of 5 yards. Less than a minute now. Mark Brunell looks, and he's going to be scrambling, looking for anybody, and he's just going to throw this away. 4th and 16 now. Let's see what Jacksonville can do. And Mark Brunell is going to go, and he's going to find DJ Chark. His first catch of the game, by the way, for that first down. And once again, finding his security blanket in Fred Taylor for a massive gain of about 13 yards. 23 seconds left, though, and they have quite a ways to go to get into field goal territory. Once again, going to dish it down to Fred Taylor for a gain of 9 yards. 11 seconds left. They need something big, and they need to get out of bounds in order to kick this field goal, and they don't do it. He's just going to drop it down to Fred Taylor, and Jacksonville is going to get eliminated here by Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is what the map is looking like after that Tampa Bay Buccaneers victory. And let's get right into our next spin here, as it's going to be the Tennessee Titans. Now remember, the Tennessee Titans history also includes the Houston Oilers. And they're going to go north, and they're going to get Kentucky. Now the map messed up, and every time I tried to autofill the Kentucky territory, it also gave us Virginia, so we're just going to give the Titans Virginia. We're just going to make it a lot simpler. It's not going to make a difference in the end, and that's what happened. First two teams flying off the board already. Let's see who's going to be next here as we get into our next spin, and it looks like it's going to go the way of the Buccaneers. And let's see which way they're going to be headed. They're going to go north into Atlanta Falcons territory. Remember, this is a division rival, so all-time great team. And Tampa Bay is going to come into Atlanta and take care of business, as you see Tom Brady going and handing it off to Work Done, I believe that is. But there's going to be a flag here, and that flag is ultimately going to be an illegal block in the back. So they're going to have to redo this 3rd and 3. First down ends this game as he hands it off again and once again grabs the first down. And Tampa Bay is just going to take care of this. Atlanta's going to be eliminated, and Tampa Bay is going to take care of it. That means that the Buccaneers have officially eliminated 2 of the 3 teams to start out here. And let's see what we're going to get into next. A lot of great teams still have yet to play here, and it looks like we're going to fall the way of the Jets, the New York Jets, based in New Jersey at the moment. And they're going to be going northwest, which means they're going to go into Philadelphia. And the Eagles are going to take care of business here. The Jets, no match for Randall Cunningham. And Philadelphia is just going to take over that one little part of New Jersey. Remember, they share it with the Giants. And Van Buren is going to get little bit of yardage there to end the game, and the Jets are going to be eliminated. Philadelphia now pretty much owning all of New Jersey and half of Pennsylvania as we get into our next spin here, and it looks like it's going to roll the way of the Saints. I don't really think the Saints have much around them. They are going to go west, and they're going to take on the Texans. The Texans, the most recently formed team, so they're not going to have a really great team. And going down by 11 with just under a minute left, you can see Deshaun Watson here going and scrambling. He's running, and he throws the ball away, not being able to find his receivers. 2nd and 10, 46 seconds left. They have a pretty big uphill battle here as Deshaun Watson once again just throws it away. 3rd and 10, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to accomplish very much here. It looks like the Texans are just going to fall, but we're going to play this out and see what happens. Deshaun Watson goes, and he throws it deep down the sideline, and it goes incomplete. 4th and 10 now, 38 seconds left. Last play, and he just throws it up. And it ultimately just gets intercepted by the Saints defensive back. The Saints going to take over the southeastern part of Texas, and now they're going to be holding that territory kind of with the Cowboys. As we get into our next spin here, let's see who it's going to be, and it looks like it's going to roll the way of, guess who it is again? Oh, the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are going to go again. This time they're going to go south into Miami. Let's see what happens, and Miami rolls them. Dan Marino routes them by 18, and Miami's just going to take over all of Florida, and now all of Georgia. Tampa Bay, after eliminating 2 teams early, they're going to get taken over. And we're going to get into our next spin here as we see there's still a lot of really great teams that have yet to play, like the Cowboys, like the 49ers, the Steelers, and it's going to go the way of the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks don't have anybody next to them, so they're going to go southwest, going to take them into Oregon, and they're going to take over that territory. Next spin here, let's see who it's going to land on. It looks like it's going to go the way of the Bengals of Cincinnati, and they're going to be headed south, which will take them right into facing off against the Tennessee Titans. And the Titans down by 3 with 1:24 left. Let's see what they can do. As you see, Warren Moon, sorry about that, actually drops back, finds his receiver for 9 yards. Next play here, Warren Moon goes and he throws, looking for his receiver, and it's dropped. 3rd and 1 now, 53 seconds left, no timeouts. Warren Moon, he snaps the ball. Let's see what he can do. Dishes it down to his running back, Chris Johnson, CJ2K for those of you that remember him. Really great season by him. He goes and he dishes it down once again, gets out of bounds for 4 yards, 25 seconds left. Needs like 20 yards or so to catch back up. I believe that's Delaney Walker. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds. This is going to be the last play of the game, and guess what? Madden AI does it again. He just dishes it down, and that entire territory is just going to be taken over by the Bengals. Now, the Bengals own a pretty decent amount of landmass, surrounded by a lot more teams, and we're going to get into our next spin here. It's going to go the way of the Raiders. The Raiders, now based in Las Vegas, they're going to go southwest, which will take them into LA Rams territory, and the LA Rams, no surprise here, actually are going to pretty much destroy them. It not as close as one would think, but Kurt Warner leads company to Las Vegas and actually at home and defeats the Raiders, taking over all of Nevada. As we get into our next spin here, let's see who it's gonna be, and it looks like it's gonna roll the way of the Ravens. Remember, the Ravens have some of the best defensive players of all time, and they're going to be headed into Philadelphia to play the Eagles. As you can see, Randall Cunningham, 2nd and 10, 1:54 left, and 3 timeouts. Let's see what he can do here as he goes and he scrambles, breaks a tackle. Randall Cunningham goes up for 12. 1:29 left, decides not to use a timeout. Randall Cunningham goes and he's looking for his receiver, dishes it down, finds another first down. Just over a minute left. Randall Cunningham looking, and he runs again, decides to just slide down, finds 4 yards, 35 seconds left. Still no timeouts used at all. They've wasted so much time as his receiver drops it there. 3rd and 6. There's just they just wasted so much time. And look, guess who picks it off? None other than one of the best linebackers of all time, Ray Lewis. Possibly, probably nobody better at his position in the entire history of the NFL than Ray Lewis. And who else but him to end the Eagles in this Imperialism video? As you see, the Detroit Lions are up next. Barry Sanders and company. And they're going down into the east a little bit. So they're going to play Cleveland. Down by 7 in Cleveland. 21-28. A minute 51 left. And 3 timeouts still. As you can see, Bobby Lane goes and finds his receiver wide open over the middle, and they decide not to use a timeout. Bobby Lane, once again, just could not find Barry Sanders, throws incomplete, but that stops the clock, and let's see what they can do. He drops back, looks, tries to find a receiver, and he finds his receiver, who breaks a couple of tackles and actually finds some really good yardage. 29 seconds left, down by 7. And he goes, he looks, he finds his receiver once again, who gets out of bounds. Now that's a good play, saves their timeouts here. 2nd and 4, goes, looks for his receiver, batted down over the middle. And let's see what's going to happen here. Bobby Lane, 3rd and 4, looking, scrambling, decides to throw it. Gets a touchdown, however, that is over the line, and that is an illegal forward pass, which means they lose 5 yards and a down, so it's 4th and 9, last play, last chance for the Lions to get something going, and he throws it, and Calvin Johnson unable to catch that there. Megatron, usually known for catching balls like that, unable to pull that one down, and Cleveland is going to take over Detroit and all of the state of Michigan as we get into our next spin here. And it looks like it's going to roll the way of the Ravens. Let's see where they're going to be headed. They're going to go southeast, and they're going to take over that small little territory that separates them and the Commanders. And now they are attached. So let's get into our next spin here, as it looks like it's going to roll the way of the Cowboys. And the Cowboys are going to go the way of Northwest. They're going to go into New Mexico. They're going to take over that territory, and that attaches them now to Arizona, and I believe Denver more so. The Commanders are going to get passed over, and I believe that's going to be the Browns. And the Browns are going to be headed into Indianapolis, up by 4 now, minute 54 left. Peyton Manning, down by 4, finds his receiver wide open over the middle of the field. Peyton Manning finds Edgerrin James down for 2 yards here. 2nd and 8, a minute 26 left, with 3 timeouts still. They decide to screen down, and Edgerrin James just barely doesn't make that first down mark. 3rd and 1, and he immediately throws that ball, finds his tight end there. Surprisingly not Dallas Clark, but gets the first down regardless. Edgerrin James grabs 7 yards there. Peyton Manning, 32 seconds left, used 1 timeout, and he finds his receiver there for a first down. Marvin Harrison just barely gets it. And actually, Peyton Manning goes, and he has a bunch of time, and he ends up throwing it over the middle, and that's Malcolm Smith. I don't know why he was on the field. He won't be on the field anymore, but I don't think the Browns are really complaining why he's on the field, as they decide to eliminate the Colts there, and the Bills get rolled next. Let's see where they're going to be headed, and they're going to go into Foxborough to play Tom Brady and the Patriots. And Buffalo is going to rout them 36-28. Jim Kelly leading that charge, and finally, can they win the big one? Losing 4 times in a row. Let's see if it's Buffalo's time to win this, as they eliminate the Patriots pretty handily. And we're going to get into our next spin. Going to roll the way of the Giants. The Giants' first time appearing in this video, and I'm pretty sure they're surrounded. And they're going to be going into New York to take over. And let's see what they got. 14-14 now. Eli Manning throws right over the middle of the field. 48 seconds left on their own 44. They've got 3 timeouts. Let's see what Eli Manning can do here as he goes and he dishes it down to Tiki Barber. Eli Manning now with just over 30 seconds left, rolls out, finds Plaxico Burris, name you haven't heard in a while, for that first down. And they're just about at field goal range. So they're going to hand it off to Tiki Barber, who's going to get a lot of yardage here. And he's going to put his team right into field goal range with 1 second left. And New York is going to take out Buffalo. And where have I seen this before? Where the Giants just go and they beat the Buffalo Bills. Crazy, huh? As we get into our next spin here now, Buffalo's down. Can't win them all. Couldn't win this one. And guess what? The Giants are up again. And this time they're going to be headed south, which means they're going to play against the Ravens, another former Super Bowl matchup. Giants once again have the ball 35-35 here as Eli Manning standing, has all the time in the world, and eventually just gets dominated by that tough Ravens defense, that tough Ravens all-time defense. Some great players on there. And Eli Manning goes and he dishes it down to Tiki Barber. Barely finds anything. Just over 30 seconds left. 3rd and 22. Hands it off to Tiki Barber. They decide that it's probably better to play for overtime. As you see Lamar Jackson out there. And he goes and he finds his receiver who goes out of bounds. Only 14 seconds left. If he would have lofted that just a little bit further, he might have had a big play and he would have been in field goal range for Justin Tucker. It would not have been close. Lamar Jackson's going to step up. He's going to run. He's going to go. He's going to find the first down. But another mistake. That's going to be an illegal block in the back. And they're going to have to settle for overtime. That would have won them the game. Eli Manning, 1st and 10, finds nobody on that route. Hands it off to Tiki Barber on 2nd and 10. Gets a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 4 now. Eli Manning hands the ball off once again on 3rd and 4. I don't know why. They want to win this game. So now if the Ravens score, they just win it all. As Lamar Jackson goes, finds Mark Andrews over the middle of the field for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 now. Let's see what Lamar can do here. As Lamar hands it. No, he doesn't. He fakes it. And look at all that room that he has to run. Gets a big gain there. Lamar Jackson decides to dish it. And finds his receiver. What a beautiful find over the middle of the field. They're now in field goal range, which means that they're just going to run whatever yardage that they pretty much can here. They're going to see what they can find, and they're just going to get as much as they can. As that was a dangerous pass, but he ultimately ends up finding his receiver. They get down into field goal range, and Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the NFL by far right now. There's no question about that. They take over New York, and the Ravens have another territory to add to their collection. Next spin here. Let's see what we've got. It looks like it's going to roll the way of the Seahawks once again. This time, the Seahawks are going to go southeast, and they're going to take over Idaho, which is just another territory, just makes the territory that much bigger. Next spin here, and it looks like it's going to barely go into the Browns. And they're going to be headed northwest, which will take them into Green Bay territory from where their central part is. And honestly, we all expected this to happen. Green Bay just destroys them. Puts a statement on that as they catch that first down, and Green Bay now owns a lot of separated land. But that attaches them to a lot of different teams, so they're going to probably get to play a lot here. As you see, the next spin is going to go the way of the Vikings. Just next door to Green Bay, actually. And they're going to actually go south, and they're going to get Iowa. So that just makes their territory a lot bigger here. And let's see which team is going to be the lucky one next. And it looks like it's going to roll the way of the Rams. And they're going to be headed north, which is going to take them into Seattle. And that's a division rival. And no shocker here. I think the Rams just have better all-time players overall. And the Seahawks are going to get eliminated, which means that the 49ers, if they get rolled, they're going to have to play against the Rams. They do not have a choice here. And we get into our next spin. It looks like it's going to roll the way of the Rams once again. And it's going to go southwest, which, wow, look at that. Doesn't have to be the 49ers. They're going to play anyway. And the Rams are going to pretty much take this one here, add insult to injury, and they just beat the 49ers down. Nothing really happened. They scored the touchdown, put a stamp on it, and the 49ers get eliminated. One of the favorites of this video, I believe, would have been the 49ers. I believe that they are one of the best teams. As you see, the Bears get rolled here, and they're going to be headed down, and they're going to play against Kansas City, down by 7, 1st and 10, 25 seconds left, and they're on the 34-yard line. Sid Luckman, if you guys know who that is, goes and finds his receiver, Allen Robinson, down to the 14-yard line, and he gets out of bounds. That's big. They still have a timeout here, and he goes and he finds who else but Brandon Marshall in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. 3rd and 10 now in overtime. Sid Luckman is going to go, and he's going to get sacked. I cut this down a lot. There was 25 minutes of video to go through until the end of this game. You have no idea, as I believe that's Kyle Fuller is going to catch that interception, and look at that move, and he's going to find some big yardage. Walter Payton goes down there, but there's an illegal block in the back. Another one. 3rd and 4 now from their 30. Going to hand the ball off, and oh my god, look at that running room. Chicago, Walter Payton's going to get a big carry, 1st and goal, and to win the game, they're going to kick the field goal, and Chicago is going to beat Kansas City and eliminate them. That is crazy. Bears fans rejoice. You eliminated Patrick Mahomes. Never thought I'd see the day, but you guys really had it going as the Bears once again get rolled. And let's see where they're going to be headed again. It looks like they're going to head into Denver, down by 7 once again, 24-31 against Denver. As Sid Luckman finds Allen Robinson once again over the middle of the field. 1st and 10 from their Broncos 43 here, as he goes and he finds his receiver open. If he would have thrown that out a little more, I'm sure he could have gotten a little more yardage. Sid Luckman once again finds a receiver over the middle of the field. 1st down, 37 seconds left. Still has 3 timeouts. Elected not to use one. Probably would have been smarter, as he throws that ball away. Barely gets it out. 2nd and 10, 32 seconds left. Let's see what Sid Luckman can do. And he goes, and he ends up getting sacked. Remember, Denver has some of the best defensive linemen of all time. And I thought for a second that was Champ Bailey, one of my favorite players of all time. But actually, Chris Harris is going to get that. And they're going to take over that territory that belonged to Chicago, and we're going to get into our next spin and just move right past it, as the Bengals are going to be the team that gets rolled once again. They're going to be headed south, which is going to be just barely into Miami territory. I made sure to check it. 38-38, a minute 53 left, and Ken Anderson goes and finds an incomplete pass here. 2nd and 10, a minute 50 still. Let's see what he's got. As he goes, finds his receiver over the middle of the field. 1st and 10, a minute 22 left, with all of the time in the world, and actually decides to take it himself and finds a 1st down, by the way. Really big there for the Cincinnati Bengals. Can they do what has been done to them so many times, as you find Chad Ochocinco there for just like 6-7 yards. 1st and 10, 24 seconds left now. Handed off to Corey Dillon, who gains 4 yards and gets them into field goal territory. Another handoff to really put a stamp on this, and ooh, that's a run and a half there. 1st and goal, 7-yard line to kick, and of course they kick the game winner. Cincinnati takes out Miami, and they're going to take over that territory, get another chunk of land, and they're pretty much going to surround the Panthers here. Not really going to have a choice. Panthers barely have anywhere to go. And we get into our next spin. It's going to go the way of the Commanders. The Commanders get rolled. They're going to be going northeast, and they're going to play Baltimore. All-time teams, and this one was a big surprise for me, as Sammy Baugh leads Washington, and they take out Baltimore. I thought Baltimore would be one of the favorites here, but Sammy Baugh and the Washington Commanders, Washington Redskins, same team, they're going to take this out as the Cardinals get rolled here, now attached to quite a number of teams, but they're going to get Utah, and now they're pretty much entirely surrounded, almost have no choice but to play a team, and the Cowboys are going to be ruled next. Probably one of the best favorites here, and the Cowboys are going to roll northwest, and they're going to play Arizona, going to take them out, and like I said, Emmitt Smith, the Cowboys, they are one of the favorites. I would say up there with the Steelers, if not better than the Steelers. Maybe the Packers can relate to them, but just taking care of business. And I don't expect anything else. Cowboys get rolled once again, and they're going to be headed north, which means that they're going to play against the Broncos. Now, the Broncos are actually going to take them out here as John Elway leads the Broncos and takes out one of the, by far, the favorites of this entire tournament. And now John Elway has a lot of territory. The Broncos now up there with the Rams as far as big territories are concerned. And the Saints are going to get the next spin here, and they're going to be headed northwest, and they're going to play against the Broncos. And now down by 3, the Broncos are looking to drive and at least score a field goal here as John Elway just takes a sack. 3rd and 12 here, 40 seconds left, and 3 timeouts. John Elway goes, and he finds nobody. And Denver elects to kick a field goal here. I believe this is Jason Elam, who kicks the field goal, ties up the game. 2nd and 7 now in overtime. John Elway, another long game here, by the way, finds Demaryius Thomas, may he rest in peace, one of the better players, had my favorite play that I've ever seen when he won the game by catching that pass in overtime against the Steelers in the first overtime new rules with Tim Tebow as his quarterback, as John Elway finds his open receiver now again, 3rd and 5, and he finds Emmanuel Sanders for the first down. 2nd and goal here. Let's see what John Elway is going to do as he goes, and he just gets smacked by Patrick Swilling, I believe that is. 4th and goal. They're going to elect to kick a field goal, which means that the Saints and Drew Brees are going to have just one drive to take care of this. Let's see what Drew Brees has as Drew Brees goes, and he finds a wide open receiver in Joe Horn. 4th and 7. They got nothing done for 3 straight passes, by the way. And Drew Brees ends up finding absolutely nobody, and the Saints are going to be eliminated. Now, the Broncos have a really wonky kind of setup. No territory in any one of those 4 middle parts to connect them. But the Broncos are going to have the most territory by far, and the Packers are going to get rolled next, and they're going to be headed southeast, which is going to take them into Bengals territory, and Green Bay is going to take care of business. As you see here, Aaron Rodgers, who controversially I believe is the best quarterback in all of Green Bay Packers history, is going to lead his team, and they're going to take over all of that Bengals territory. Now they're going to be pretty much surrounding Carolina here. As you see, the Steelers are finally rolled for the first time in this entire video. They're going to go southeast, which means they're going to play the Commanders, and anybody could have seen this coming. Terry Bradshaw taking care of business, 44-17, and now Pittsburgh's looking like they got quite a bit of territory. Still have the opportunity of avoiding Green Bay with that West Virginia territory having just that blank space as the Broncos get rolled here, and they're going to be headed northwest, which will take them into a Rams. Big matchup here, and the Rams destroy them. Kurt Warner taking care of business. You had the Orange Crush defense, well, the greatest show on turf, and all of their great defensive players of the past just taking care of the Broncos like it was absolutely nothing. Big destruction there as the Rams get rolled again, and they're going to be headed northeast, which from the center will take them into Minnesota. And once again, the Rams take care of business here. The Minnesota defense could not match up, as you see here. Dickerson just finds his last carry and takes out the Vikings. We are now in the final 4 of this video. The Rams, the Panthers, the Steelers, and the Packers. As you see, the Panthers finally get rolled, and they're going to go southwest, which will take them into that South Carolina territory, and they're going to avoid playing anybody once again. And the Steelers now are going to get rolled. Let's see where they're going to be headed. And they're going to go and they're going to take over that West Virginia territory. So now pretty much everybody is touching. And we're going to find out who's going to play as the Packers are finally going to get rolled. Let's see who they're going to play this time. And they're going to go ahead and they're going to play LA. So let's see who's going to win here. 31-31. Green Bay has the ball. Aaron Rodgers hands the ball off and finds a good chunk of yardage. 2nd and 2 here as Aaron Rodgers goes, and he almost throws an interception right over the middle. He's getting the ball out quick here as he finds Devontae Adams. Shout out Fresno State for that first down. And once again, it looks like he's just getting the ball out immediately. He knows that defense is coming, and he's just trying to get that ball out as quickly as possible as he finds Devontae Adams once again. 3rd and inches now with 30 seconds left. Aaron Rodgers decides to scramble, and he finds his running back, who's going to work his way up. 20 seconds left now, just outside of field goal range. He's going to hand it off, and what a big carry for Ahmad Green. Going to get down 5 seconds left, and Green Bay's going to line up for the field goal, and they're going to kick it right through, and they're going to win this game, taking over. LA dominated most of this video, and Green Bay is going to end up taking them out here as we're down to our final 3. The Panthers are surrounded by Green Bay, so they have no choice but to play Green Bay, and they actually won. A Green Bay team who has decades and decades and decades of history, as McCaffrey here just adds insult to injury and runs for that touchdown. They're going to get routed by a Carolina Panthers team who's, 30 years old? Not that much history. And Cam Newton and McCaffrey get it done as the Steelers get rolled here. And that means that they were actually supposed to play away. So this is wrong. But regardless, I don't think it matters. And Carolina is gonna go and they're gonna try and look for a touchdown here as Cam Newton finds Greg Olsen. Cam Newton looking, scrambling, finds Muhammad. What a name. You haven't heard that in since Super Bowl 2004. As Cam Newton looks and finds nobody once again. Cam Newton goes looking for his receiver, finds Muhammad again, but they don't have time and the clock is gonna run out. And Carolina is going to come so close, yet so far, and they're just going to fall to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are your winners of Madden Legends Imperialism. And that's just going to do it here for Madden Legends Imperialism, as I've really worked hard on this video. It's not my best work by any means. I've been swamped with job interviews and job searches and things like that, so I haven't been able to produce a video in quite a while for you guys, and I'm sorry about that. I'm really working on it, but unfortunately I don't get paid by YouTube to do this, and because of that I do need an actual job that will pay more, so that's what I've been working on. But I do try and make as much content as fast as I can for you guys, and I'm working on another video already right now. I'm hoping to try and make a Madden all-time team Imperialism, so teams like the 85 Bears, each franchise's individually best team. So the 85 Bears are by far probably the Bears' best franchise year. Maybe like the 2015 Panthers, teams like that, teams that really stand out. But until then, I've been working on it, and I hope you guys will stay around and subscribe and like my videos and keep coming back. It really means a lot to me. We've grown so much. We have over 680 subscribers, 700 almost. So we're almost to my goal of 1,000 subscribers, which maybe I can start making money off of it and make it a career. That would be a dream of mine, but I appreciate you guys and everything that you've been here for. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.